Hello friends, Scott from Platte River Keto. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On my channel, you get to come along for the ride on my keto journey. I check in with you once a week to update you on my keto progress and try to check in with you at least one other time during the week to share something. Usually something that I've discovered about the ketogenic lifestyle, but occasionally just something that I've discovered about this little journey that we call life. Today is Saturday, April 29th, I think. Yes, April 29th, which means that it's a check-in day. And for those of you who have been following along on my journey, you know that the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks has been really rough for me finishing up tax season. So this is my first kind of getting back to things check-in that I've had in a while. And I've got a lot that I want to go over today, so hopefully you'll find something useful about what I want to share with you. But I do want to check in with you, kind of check in with you on my goals that I'm going to have moving forward, kind of give you a recap of what I learned from tax season and from getting off track, and just kind of talk about, again, what I want to do for my goals and moving forward here for the next several weeks. So to give you guys a recap on where I was at 301.2 on my relationship with Earth's gravity on March 31st. I had goals of DDPY workouts every day, losing 25 pounds or being at 275 by March 31st. Obviously, that didn't happen if I was at 301.2 on March 31st. Limit my keto snacking to specified days. Walking 650 miles. I was still trying to work on that number because I do actually walk quite a bit, which is nice. And then finally, do my weekly Bible study called Follow Him, the Come Follow Me study that's part of my church. And so those were my goals. And as you all know, or any of you who have been following along, if this isn't your first time happening upon my channel, you'll know that the last 8 weeks were really rough. Tax season was very difficult. It's probably the most stressful tax season that I've had in all the years that I've been doing taxes. And there were a lot of different reasons for that, none of which really had anything to do with my ketogenic lifestyle or my exercise program. But it was very stressful, and I definitely fell off the wagon, so to speak, although I'll talk a little bit about that and some things that were actually pretty good, relatively speaking. But I definitely had a rough time, and it was not reaching those goals. I had gotten to where my DDPY workouts were very much hit or miss, a lot more miss than hit, and I was keto snacking all the time. I was, again, not getting my exercise in. I was still doing my Bible study, which was nice, and it did help me, but I was definitely pretty stressed out, and things were not going well. My relationship with Earth's gravity has definitely suffered. As I joked with my wife today, I do have the ability to tell you how to gain weight very quickly if you're wanting to do that. Obviously, you don't get to be where I started my health journey at 475 pounds without the ability to really put on weight in a hurry, which I definitely have the ability to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you my relationship with Earth's gravity, and please be kind. It's been rough. I knew that it would be. I knew that it was. I told you guys that I wasn't going to step on the scale for a little while, and I didn't tell you that I stepped on the scale last week, but I did. And I know where I was last week, and I know where I am this week. And while it might seem just catastrophically bad to you, I actually feel okay about where I'm at. So to actually share with you where I was on the scale last week, I was at 328.8. So from 321.2 to 328.8, that's 27.6 pounds. I was up. So yeah, amazing what you can do in a couple of months when you have a lot of stress, don't eat right, and don't exercise. Like I said, I have the ability to really put on weight. The good news is I kind of have the ability to take off weight too. And again, I'll talk about that here. So last week I was at 328.8. This week I weighed in at 321.8. So I lost 7 pounds this last week. That was getting rid of some of the inflammation and things, I think, from having really gotten off track and been eating some things that I shouldn't have been eating. So I'm up 20.6 pounds from March 31st to essentially April 30th. I gained 20 pounds. Dope. Not super excited about that, obviously, as nobody would be. But I'm moving forward, and it's a journey. And I've said that, and I've talked to you guys a lot about that. I've talked to you guys about stalling and how weight loss isn't linear. and I'm living it. And I know that people talk about how they want to hear about the whole journey and everything. I think a lot of times that's sort of true, but maybe not all the way true. We certainly don't want to hear about somebody's continued failure, I don't think. But the one thing that did come out of this for me, I shouldn't just say one thing. I actually wrote down a few things that came out of this for me. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about how I have a long way to go with certain things. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that this is the lifestyle that I want to live. The keto lifestyle is how I want to live, because my few weeks that where I wasn't doing that were stressful for other reasons also, but I just didn't feel good. And so I feel so much better when I eat uh, ketogenic, when I eat the ketogenic lifestyle, and when I keep my carbs low, and I just feel 1,000 times better. I really do. And it's not the 20 pounds or almost 30 pounds that I had put back on, although that, of course, doesn't help. But it wasn't even really that. It was just how I felt in general, how I was getting cravey with food again, and how I was eating till I was more than full, and just a lot of different things. And so having a really rough experience, having a bad experience, having a sidetrack, so to speak, was in a way good for me. There were some definitely lessons that I learned. Would I prefer to learn those lessons or remember those lessons without the sidetrack? Absolutely. But experience is a really, really thorough teacher. And I had some experience and I learned some things. So there we go. But that's where I'm at, 321.8 today. So I'm going to talk with you guys a little bit about first what I learned from my little detour sidetrack, and then I'm going to share with you the goals that I'm going to have for the next basically 12 weeks. I know I had kind of been doing things by quarter. That just sort of worked out because last year in the fourth quarter I had some specific goals that I really wanted to reach, and things didn't quite work out this way for this year, mostly because tax season doesn't quite go for the whole first quarter. It goes for the first couple of weeks of the second quarter as well. So not really doing things based off of quarter. I have a family vacation with my wife's family. We are going to Temecula, California. That's just right around San Diego, and that's going to be the last week of July. So it's 12 weeks from today. It'll be 11 weeks from next Saturday, which is really where I want to start my weight loss goal, my relationship with Earth's gravity, and my other goals I'm going to go ahead and start right away. But the reason is that I think that I'm still maybe kind of getting off that first, kind of water weight and inflammation and all that kind of thing. And so I wouldn't be surprised. I lost 7 pounds this week. I wouldn't be surprised if I had another pretty significant weight loss next week, although, who knows. But then I'm going to go ahead and go from next Saturday through the 11 weeks to vacation, and I have a goal that I have set up for that I think is realistic. But I want to have a good starting place, a realistic starting place. I don't want to say this is what I want to lose and then find out that I lose another 10 pounds next week, because that'll kind of throw things off. So anyway, the goal for the relationship with Earth's gravity, I'm going to go ahead and set for next week. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit longer video today. Bear with me, or don't. It's up to you. But here's some things that I learned from my experience over the last couple of months. Really the last month for sure, but the last 6 to 8 weeks. The first thing is that I want to deal with my stress in a healthier and better way. I realize that that's something that I really still need to work on. Realizing it, of course, is the first step. It is not also the last step, but I am going to actively take some time to put pen to paper and think about ways that I can better deal with my stress, because although it was one of the more stressful things that I've dealt with in several years this last tax season, I want to find more constructive ways to deal with my stress than eating and binge watching Netflix and sitting on my couch and not doing exercise and all that kind of thing. I just want to find a better way to deal with my stress, because I know that this wonderful world that we live in is filled with stress, and I want to be able to continue forward with my health goals even when life is a little bit stressful, as it tends to be. So that was the first thing that I learned, that I definitely have. I have a ways to go, and I have a lot of work to do still, learning how to better deal with my stress when life gets tough, finding more constructive ways to deal with that. So that was the first thing that I learned. The second thing is that I feel so much better. I already mentioned this, but I feel so much better when I eat keto. It's unfortunate that I have to learn that lesson over and over again by choosing to go off of keto, but I just feel so much better, definitely health wise, inflammation wise, but I just feel mentally better. Also, I struggle with depression. I really do, and I know that I do. And it's funny because I know I've talked with you guys in the last couple of weeks as I've kind of tried to get out of this funk that I was in about the death spiral that you have with depression, which is that I was depressed, so I don't eat right, and I don't exercise, so I'm more depressed, and I don't eat, and I don't exercise right, and I don't exercise, and I'm more depressed, and down and down and down we go. Um, the hard thing about that, with what I deal with, is that I know that when I eat better, I feel better. But once I get into that spiral of not eating right and not feeling good, it's really hard to get out. And that probably goes back to my number one as a thing that I learned, which is wanting to deal better with the stress. But, also trying to deal better with my depression and the depression that I deal with. But I know, absolutely know, that I feel better when I eat right. And I feel better when I eat keto. And I don't obsess over food when I eat keto, and I don't eat too much when I eat keto, and I stop eating when I'm full when I eat keto. All things that are just important to me and helpful to me. So that's number two. Number three is how easy it was to slip back into bad habits. I have several examples of that, but how easy it is to slip into a habit of not exercising, how great exercise is. For example, my DDP, I'm wearing my DDPY 100,000 point t-shirt today, which is something that I earned for all the working out that I did over the last year. But how easy it was to get out of that habit, and how frustrating it was to have lost the strength and flexibility so fast. That was so irritating. Another bad habit that I slipped into. There's certainly some debate on whether or not popcorn is something you can eat at all on keto. It's definitely got carbs. If you have a cup of popcorn, you're probably not going to ruin your keto plan. But how easy it was for me to get into the habit of eating popcorn. I was eating it with my family, but I wasn't eating a cup. I was eating a big old bag of popcorn, and I was doing that like every day. That was one of those habits, but it was crazy how easy it was to slip into that habit. It went from, having a cup of popcorn to then having a bag of popcorn to then having a bag of popcorn every day. And as I was getting toward the very, very end of tax season, that was one of the things that I was using to cope, was specifically popcorn. But how easy it was to just slip down that slope and slip from, I can just have a little bit, to have a little bit more, to have a little bit more, to next thing you know, I'm eating a family bag of popcorn sitting in like a half hour on my couch. And I know that that's not good for me. But what I learned is how easy it is to slip into those bad habits. And if we allow those things to creep into our lives, how easy it is to like turn around behind us and look and go, wow, how did I get here? So again, everybody's different. My experience may not be your experience, but my experience is that I really have to be an abstainer for a lot of those things. I just can't start down that path, because if I do, I again get so far off that I look back and go, how did I get here? For example, how did I gain 30 pounds in a month? I ended up gaining 20, but how did I gain that much weight in a month? It's easy to do when you allow yourself to slip up and just continue to slide down that path, that side path that you didn't want to be on. The last thing is that I'm truly thankful for this community, for the keto community. I'm grateful for you, for those who've reached out to me. I'm so thankful for your posts. I'm thankful for the encouragement that you guys have given to me and just being there for me. This channel has been great for me because I did struggle, I did get off, I did get sidetracked, but it would have been so much worse if I hadn't had this outlet to talk to you guys, to think through my own thoughts and feelings, and to know that there are those of you out there who look forward to hearing from me, who look forward to seeing what I have to say and what I have to share, and are rooting for me. I'm so thankful to you. And even more than you guys, although you're all great, I'm so thankful for my wife. She has been fantastic. She's been with me on this journey every step of the way. And I just don't know what I'd do without her. She is so great and knows what to say and how to help me and how to comfort me and how to support me. And she's just been the best through this really difficult, very stressful time in our lives. And she's in a stressful time in her own because she's coming up to the end of a school year, which is always tough as they get to the end of a school year. She's a high school teacher, for those of you who don't know. But she's just the best. So I'm really thankful for her. So I've already gone much longer than I usually do, but if you can indulge me for a few more minutes, now that I shared with you a few of the things that I learned on my sidetrack, I am going to go ahead and share my goals with you. Again, I'm probably going to start the relationship with Earth's gravity goal next week just to see exactly where I am next Saturday as a starting point for the 11 weeks until I go on vacation. But my other goals, I'm going to keep the goals that I had to start the year with, which is I'm going to get a DDPY workout in every day. I've done that every day this week. Gotten back on track. I went back to the beginner program, went back to the basics, and that has been really good for me. I'm going to build my way back up. So I'm going to do a DDPY workout every day. I'm also going to get a walk-in every day. I don't think I'm going to set an exact distance for that, but I think my dogs will love it if I get a walk-in every day, and it's good for me. And if I can encourage my better half to go with me some of the time, that is great because it's good us time when we can just get together and chat. So getting a walk-in every day. Also, limit my keto snacking to specific days. I'm planning on doing that again. I am planning on having a get-together with my family tomorrow, and we're going to make a keto treat, a keto lemon poppy seed cake, so I'm going to have that. But then I am trying to think of the next time I'm probably going to have... It'll probably be Memorial Day before I'll want to be doing keto snacks again. So that's what I'm going to plan on doing. Excuse me, frog in my throat there. For the next 11 weeks, which is for the next set of goals before I go on my family's vacation at the end of July. Finally, I want to continue with my Bible study, continue doing that every week. It's great for me. It's great to be close to God, and it's great for my mental health to continue to do that every single week. So that was my third goal. And my fourth goal is the relationship with Earth's gravity, which, again, I'm going to kind of start that next week. But I will say that, next week till my vacation is 11 weeks. I think 2 pounds a week is healthy. And so my goal would be to lose 22 pounds in those 11 weeks. And like I said, we'll see where I'm at next week to see where that is. It looks like it's going to put me just under 300 pounds again, which would be fantastic. I hated going back over 300 pounds, but that is what it is, and that's where we're at. So those are my goals. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching my video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so. Hit the little bell icon so that you'll be notified the next time I share one of these videos with you. Hit the thumbs up to let me know that you liked my video. Again, as I already said, I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate this community. I appreciate the love and the support that you've all given to me. Keep calm and keto on, and we'll talk to you guys again soon.